Welcome to Hello India programs. This week we will be discussing about some hot topics the Indian region is facing these days. First of all, we will discuss about the changes in the Congress party, which has become a liability for all the other political partners, which has been lagging behind quite some time, and now it has become a hopeless institution that is led by Gandhis. Recently, after the election in the Bihar election and the result which made the leading party of RJD and BJP into the top position, at the same time Congress had lagged behind and everyone started questioning its credibility, and they started voicing against the Congress continuing with any kind of alliance. This has to be rectified. But what happened is that Sonia Gandhi, the chief of Congress party, which has been leading the family politics quite a long time, now constituted so many committees, Foreign Affairs Committee, Economic Affairs Committee, and so many committees to please the rebels who like Kapil Sibal and Shashi Tharoor and other people who was raised against their voice about the leadership, rudderless ship like Congress, and the Gandhi family has lost its sheen and they are not going to make any changes, especially after the election in Amethi and defeated. Later on, they have been defeated in the Bihar, and in Karnataka and Maharashtra they used backdoor entry to retain the power. All these have become a question mark now, whether the Congress as a party is useful or not. Most probably. Now what Sonia Gandhi has done, let us see. Sonia Gandhi is trying to constitute the rebels because these rebels should not jump across and join BJP, because BJP has become a hot political platform for every ambitious politicians. And people like Kapil Sibal, Shashi Tharoor and Ahmed Patel, all these people have a track record of entering in politics using the backdoor entry. It is high. They have been handpicked by the Congress chief Sonia Gandhi to infuse intellectuals and educated people in Congress. But unfortunately, their presence had a problem, because the people who has been, the leaders who has been working at the grassroots level had felt that they have been sidelined, and the working at a grassroots level and creating the connecting with the local people and the voters is the toughest job in politics. That's what these guys are missing, and at the same time they grabbed big cabinet positions. Kapil Sibal was a cabinet minister, Shashi Tharoor became the cabinet minister, and all these things. At the same time, from the Kashmir, Patel, he hails from Kashmir, and he became the leader of Rajya Sabha or the upper house, and he got the vote and the support of local Kashmiri political parties. Why? Because Kashmir doesn't have that many representation in India, but a Kashmiri is becoming a political Rajya Sabha leader, whereas the other areas like UP, Rajasthan and other area grassroots level Congress leaders who are not getting adequate representation or good positions which they deserve, and they worked hard to increase the vote bank at the base of a Congress party. This is another problem. Secondly, the Rahul Gandhi team has become a kind of a sheep, and they are not performing well. They are not bringing any benefit to the company, and the Congress has become a loss-making company now. Now it is a bankrupted company, because Congress has been running as a family politics, a private limited company. Now Congress has a problem is that Congress has become a loss-making company and highly bankrupted and not returning the loan they are getting. That's the condition. So this condition has to go. How it will go? First of all, Congress as a party, Gandhi has to vacate the number 10 Janpath and the Rahul Gandhi's official residence, because they have been occupying this for so many years. For the last 70 years, Gandhi has been in the Lutein bungalow. No, Gandhis are common citizens. They don't have any special privilege. The only thing is that they are MPs. MPs will get a bungalow which is allotted like any common Member of Parliament. Now Gandhis are occupying, number 10 Janpad has been occupied more than 30 years. It has to be vacated. And Rahul Gandhi has occupied another one. It has to be vacated. Because they will be given according to the role basis. They should not be given any privilege. The Congress party as a party has dead, and now it is not going to make any difference in this political system of India. Because the ambitious people like Patel from Kashmir and Shashi Tharoor or Kapil Sibal, they are highly ambitious politicians, and they have got a lateral entry. They don't have any grassroots level connection, and they are there only to occupy the big position like a cabinet ministry, beacon, cars, and the Lutein bungalows. This is what they have and they don't have anything to talk about the Congress or the growth of Congress or the loss of grassroots of Congress, unless and until they start working in the grassroots level and creating vote bank base for the Congress party, which they are not doing. They always live in a national capital, Delhi, and enjoying the Delhi Darbar and selling the Congress party as a capital and enjoying the capital of Congress party, which has been created by the local politicians who worked hard and not getting adequate representation. So lateral entry was good to infuse new blood into the Congress party, but unfortunately it backfired. Now local politicians are not showing any interest to support Congress as a party, and number two, Congress Gandhis lost their vote catching charisma. Congress was a charismatic party. It has got a lot of Congress leaders used Gandhi charisma to garner vote. Now they are not garnering any vote, they are not fetching any vote. They are just become a dead horse, which is a burden for Congress as an old cart. Either Congress party has to be dissolved and Gandhis relieve themselves and live as a common citizen without any privilege. Gandhis should not be given any more security or anything, because the Gandhis, if they want, they can hire private security. There are a lot of private security companies are there. In citizens of India, the tax cannot be used for the security of the Gandhis. And the cars, they should be given only one car. The rest of the all vehicles should be withdrawn, because they are spending a lot of petrol, lot of car, lot of police personnel, and all these monies have been wasted, and that money can be used to send hundreds of children from the slum and poor families to the school. That money can be spent there. Secondly, another hot news is that many women, at least a couple of women from Malappuram district of the southernmost province of India, that is Kerala, is coming forward to contest election in the ticket of BJP. This is a good news for the BJP. At the same time, there is another side of it. The other side is that now Muslim community realized that BJP is dominating and coming up. If they don't take action, they keep on supporting Muslim League, a most venomous snake in Indian politics. They have created the communal politics in India, and they used that minority vote bank to take advantage of Indian politics and bargained, and they have kept all political class under their threat. Now, minority vote bank politics has gone. Now it will not come back. So once they realized, they started moving towards BJP, and now they realized that BJP is not a dangerous party. BJP will not be dangerous to any Muslim or any church, so long as they return all the land grabbed from Hindus. And at the same time, they return all the temples converted by the Muslims into a mosque, that should be returned. And at the same time, the Devasam board and a white elephant which is looting the temples and taking the money through the government and enjoying and distributed among the Muslims, Christians, converts and everything, if it is stopped and hand over the temples income into the Hindus for the development of the poor temples, which is discarded, which doesn't have any revenue, then Hindus will not create any problem against any convert going to the mosque or any convert going to the church. At the same time, constructing a new church and constructing a new mosque should be halted, and it should be made reciprocal. How reciprocal? If the church want to construct a new church, then they have to, then a new temple has to be constructed in Italy, and it has to be preserved and it has to be run properly. Only then it should be allowed to create a new church in India, because church is using black money and they are sending the photograph which is closing the eyes of the poor people and informing that they are blinds, and the innocent westerners, Americans, Canadians and everyone is giving a lot of philanthropic money and the charity, that money they brought into India and grabbing land of the Hindus, and they slowly they are occupying the land of India which should be banned. They should be stripped from the right of owning real estate, because if they occupy real estate, one day it will become again another colony, like a British colony. Britishers came to India through Calcutta, that is again a district of Kerala, and entered India. And what they did, they have slowly occupied India, and it took 200 years time to struggle and take the India back from Britishers. It should not happen. So occupying the real estate is a most dangerous game this church and most are using, and it should be stripped. The constitution has to be amended, or a new constitution. India need a new constitution, because Indian constitution has been copied from American constitution, Japanese constitution and British constitution and Switzerland constitution. There are a lot of things. So now India has got educated people. That day there was no educated people, only Nehru, Gandhi and all these went to Britain and got educated. That is why they have written that time, copied a constitution from different parts and created a Khichdi constitution for India. Now India has got enough number of educated people. Hindus are well aware of what they need, what they don't need. The present constitution should be suspended and a new constitution should be drafted which would protect the Hindus, Indian temples, Hindu culture, Vedic culture and everything, and for which we don't need, or the Indian citizen don't need any approval of a church or a mosque or a communist manifesto. These three elements are invaded into India, and they will not be allowed to enjoy any equal right of Indians, because no Indians are invited them. They invaded to India like a sultanate and exploited India and left, like Alexander looted India, left, like Britishers looted India and left. This has to go. Now a new constitution to be written, and it should meet all expectation of Hindus, and all their religious institutions to be protected. All but during the British period, there are so many colleges and institutions, colleges, hospitals, schools have been constructed and handed over to the church. It has to be taken back and nationalized, because church is using that to extract money from rich Hindus and using that money to convert to poor Hindus. Besides bringing a lot of charity from abroad, Italy, Britain, America, the innocent Westerners, they are philanthropists. They don't know that these guys are enjoying meat, wine, 5-star life and all these, and occupying land, buying thousands of acres of land, and they are constructing big bungalows, and they are recycling that money and enjoying 5-star life. This has to go. They should not be allowed to occupy land, construct their own houses, and they have to live always on the rented place, and it has to be renewed after every 11 months. Only then this country will come back to a track. Now the tactics of Sonia Gandhi is that no one in the Congress party should challenge the Gandhi's leadership, and the future of Rahul Gandhi is bleak, and Priyanka Gandhi was the last missile they fired, but it didn't reach the destination. So Sonia Gandhi want to please all the rebels. That is why, what did she do? She immediately constituted 2-3 committees in which all rebels have been included, and now she will be the head of that company, and she knows how to silence them. This has to go. Congress party, Congress rebels has to raise their voice against the Gandhi leadership, and Congress, if they want to survive, they want to come as a strong party which serves the people, not serves the Delhi Darbar and 5-star life, beacon light and all these things. The time has come for all these to go, and the Indian constitution has to be rewritten for plugging all these loopholes. Minority right is only for the foreigners to come to India and live, not that some Hindus convert today and go into mosque or church, change the name and come back and claim for the minority right. This is the most exploited loophole in Indian constitution. It has to be banned. Minority right is only for some foreigners come to India and live here. And they can protect their language, their culture. And for that they will be treated as a minority. Not that today some Hindus for some benefit to go into the church, masjid, and they call themselves minority right and claim that. Secondly, the Northeast, any tribal community which convert into any religion, either Christian or Muslim religion, they will lose their tribal right from the constitution. This has been most exploited. Minority right and tribal right has been exploited by these tribals who converted in the Northeast. It has to go. So it will be better. It will take at least 100 years to amend the constitution, all these loopholes. It will be better write a constitution. It will take only 12 months. Indians are educated. They can easily draft chapter by chapter a new constitution and pass that constitution. Okay. With this, we are ending this week's Hello India program. There are so many loopholes. We will come with a new program next week. Thank you for watching IVTNN's Hello India program. Thank you. Have a nice day.